just coming to South by Southwest in general, meeting everybody here in the industry and tech and seeing everything that's going on. And then coming in pitched and seeing the other student entrepreneurs has been a lot of fun. And I mean, it's always fun to talk about my startup. So it's a great experience. Very excited.
And tell me a little bit about how third place, what it means to you after this really long journey.
Well, it means $2,000, which is nice. And I mean, it's also a nice validation to have. I mean, in the end, it's something that's a nice label, but there's a lot of progress to go. And so I think it's something that you can feel good about it in the moment, then you need to move on and start to actually rake in money for the company and do tangible things that will move the business forward. But in the moment, it's nice.
How about you, Lachlan? How many people did you beat out, and what are your takeaways, and how are you going to go forward from here?
Right, so there were hundreds of applications, and we both made top 8. I didn't place top 3 like this guy, but I've made amazing contacts. I actually talked to all the judges who said I didn't have enough traction, so my product isn't far enough along. But I think being here at South by Southwest has given me the contacts, and people have offered to be able to help me to take me to the next level. So I'm super hopeful for the future.
So what does it mean, or what does it say about the St. Louis entrepreneurship startup ecosystem, or maybe specifically about the student startup ecosystem, that out of this massive competition, nationwide competition, 2 student startups from St. Louis are represented here today in the final 8?
I think it speaks volumes about the entrepreneurial ecosystem in St. Louis in general. I mean, the fact that out of hundreds of nationwide applicants, 2 people within, 10 miles of each other made it to the nation finals. I think St. Louis has an amazing thing going, and they're creating amazing things coming out.
Yeah, and I think that it's especially something that's really important for St. Louis to not only kind of refuel the city through entrepreneurship, but through student entrepreneurship to be at the helm of that, especially within St. Louis, where a lot of students leave St. Louis after college. I think that student entrepreneurship is a great way to create new opportunities to help retain the talent, and things like this is a great way to kind of prove to students that they can do things like this and stay in St. Louis.
How much of the success in the ratio of you 2 being represented here do you attribute to SLU and Washington?
I can say I would not be here without the John Cook School of Business and the Entrepreneurship Department in general. They've helped me out so much. I mean, I can't thank them enough. I know that I would be nowhere near where I am today without them.
How specifically did they help you?
St. Louis University actually has a student accelerator called the Diamonds in the Rough program. I was one of the students selected for that accelerator, and for the last year or so, I've been getting one-on-one mentorship from key players in the St. Louis entrepreneurial ecosystem, which has been awesome.
How about WashU, Andrew?
Terrifically helpful. I mean, from the top down. I mean, specifically, it was like a year and a half ago when FoodShare was at the very beginning, when I was in the hatchery class. Professor Cliff Holcamp started to help me along that way, and he's been an advisor ever since. And Emre Toker and the Scandalaire Center in general has been huge. Dedrick Carter and the administration support has been amazing for us. So whether it's for advice or connections or really helping us tap into the student body, it's been something that's been terrifically supportive and something we're really grateful for.
And talk to me about the South by Southwest experience overall. Being here for the first time, correct me if I'm wrong, and how that is just the competition being embedded in South by Southwest, how much of an extra benefit, extra value add that is, and what your personal experience has been like so far.
South by Southwest is the place to be for startups, especially in tech. I mean, the last few days have been unbelievable. And I mean, that's really the prize, was being able to come to South by Southwest, going to the different conference sessions, being able to network with great people, potential partners, people that can get you connections, and then just meeting like-minded individuals, whether it's at like a luncheon or at a bar. There's everyone everywhere is willing to talk to you. So yeah, I mean, I had a ton of fun.
Yeah, it's amazing that universities are recognizing how important South by Southwest is. St. Louis University actually paid my way down here. So the Center for Entrepreneurship, Tim Hayden, I mean, they're all so supportive, so, they're so proud of us. And that really means so much to know that such important people and such people, such high up people are really supporting, student entrepreneurs, the next generation. It's amazing.
Aside from the prize money and the recognition, how do you think, let's say 6 months from now, this competition, this experience will have paid off for you? Make a guess, a projection into the future.
It's tough. I mean, it's something where something that I like to say is that you take each small victory and you try to compound it into 3 or 5 more. And so that's something where we'll use this in order to try to fuel growth, whether through the money or through the recognition, to try to get us the legitimacy to get a potential partner or another chain restaurant on board, or something where we can get something that has a more tangible impact on the company. So 6 months down the road, don't know where it'll take us, but I mean, it could be something where Butterfly Effect, where we look back in hindsight, it was something massive.
Right, I agree with that 100%. I think the contacts we meet here are going to take us light years ahead of where we are now heading into the future. I know I've spoken to a few different people and I've told them my ask. I'm trying to raise $350,000 and multiple people have said, I can help you do that, we can do that within the next 6 months, next 12 months. So I'm extremely hopeful moving forward from South by Southwest.